I'm now convinced that Islam could be the best lightweight fighter of all time, and here's why. And if Islam could be the next best lightweight fighter of all time, what would he have to do to achieve this? With other fighters peaking, even being the most dominant at that time. But every fighter always falling short when compared to the true GOAT of the lightweight division. Firstly, before we even look at why Islam has a chance of being the best lightweight fighter of all time, we need to look at if there's even a chance of anyone beating Khabib, let alone Islam. So here we have only a handful of fighters that were close to beating Khabib's record. When I mean close, I really mean no fighter had a chance of beating Khabib's record, let alone no one has ever been undefeated in the UFC. This just proves even more Khabib's untouchable record, with for sure some arguments on the best strikers or even the best grapplers in the sport.
Off of Matt Hughes' chin, and Matt trying to finish this round one with a flurry and score some points. Matt Hughes looking at submission, and it's all over!
Who is the best to do this?
He's gonna break his arm. He's gonna break his arm. Khabib. No, this could easily be stopped, and it wouldn't be a bad stoppage. It is right there.
And it is clearly, without a doubt, one man, Khabib himself. But let's unpack this even more. In the thrilling world of combat sports, the journey to victory is all that matters for the fighters. But when they're in the prime of their career and the challenge for the title, do fighters possess the necessary qualities and fighting skills to dominate? Well, when it comes down to title fights, it's clear. Khabib is still on top for title fights. Hold on, this could now change everything. Islam is only 3 fights away from having as many total fights as Khabib. At the age of 31 years old, Islam on 26 fights doesn't have much time left. If we do a little maths, and we get a maximum 36 fights. So if we do a little more maths, and we get 62 fights in his career. But there's one problem. Islam often only does 2 fights a year, so it would have to go from 36 fights to 18 fights in total. And an even bigger if he was undefeated in all those fights. Now, that's a big if. So could we see Islam breaking Khabib's insane 29-0 record? Yes, but he would have to win every fight until he retires or win the next 18 fights. So essentially, we could see Islam be the greatest lightweight fighter of all time. And this is happening right in front of our eyes. I thought I might add that Khabib himself actually wants Islam to beat his own record. So already he's on track to fulfilling Khabib's wish. What is more important than title fights, winning fights, and even the sport itself? It is a fighter's individual story to becoming a champion. So here is Islam Makhachev's story. And really, Islam should have never been a lightweight champion. Not saying he should have been one, just the odds were heavily stacked against him. Living in a small village on the side of a mountain, getting into fights already at a young age. Totally at an early age, already having fighter's DNA in his blood. And growing up near the mountains, you're already imagining what type of environment he's living in. Where this young kid developed a natural physique based on his environment. Building, digging, gathering, and even breeding livestock. With the natural instincts of surviving, this is what he had to do. Which as a young kid, understanding the true meaning of survival. Living in these harsh conditions formed a man. However, this achievement didn't happen overnight. Going from a kid to a man to UFC lightweight champion, it came with a lot of commitment. It's the result of relentless dedication, countless hours of effort, and unwanting commitment to reach it where he stands today, which is lightweight UFC champion. There is one massive question that hasn't been answered in this video. How did Islam and Khabib end up training together and even being best friends? And even getting to the point where Khabib is happy for Islam beating his own record? Well, here's the answer. Khabib and Islam shared more than just a neighborhood. They were boys growing side by side to eventually be men,
Contender, if not champion, in Makhachev.
with the age difference only being 3 years. And Islam's knowledge of mixed martial arts is directly from Khabib's dad. Now has grown up as men and known each other for over 20 years. Khabib has taken a step into coaching basically his brother. But really, does Islam want to beat Khabib's untouchable record? Absolutely. Will Islam have a chance to make history in the UFC? Of course he will. And really, does Islam deserve to be a legend in the UFC? Well, you tell me. So, until next time.